Mr. Earl Jarrett, General Manager, Jamaica National Building Society. Mrs. Kassan Martin Troop, Guest Speaker and Principal of Denby High School. Dr. Tanisha Osborne, 1990 JN Scholar. Yes, that's her. JN Scholarship Award recipients, parents and guardians, members of the JNBS executive and management teams, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, hi. So, we're going to be moving right along. There's lots of magic in the room, and we're going to flow very quickly with our program. And I'm going to first invite Mr. Earl Jarrett, who is the General Manager of Jamaica National. We're delighted to have him with us. With parents who are teachers, education is very close to Mr. Jarrett's heart. He was one of the conceptualizers of the successful Centers of Excellence program and the I Lead Education program which JN will launch this week in concert with the Ministry of Education. It's his brainchild. He is a maverick, and he believes that, he understands that a part of nation building is going to definitely be about building its people and education. So I would like to welcome him and thank him for keeping education at the heart of what he does.
Our chair, Dr. Renee Rattray. Our special guest speaker, Dr. Kassan Martin Troop. Dr. Tanisha Osborne, our past scholarship awardee. Scholarship awardees, your parents, members of the JN executive team, members of the media, special friends all, it's indeed a pleasure to be here this morning and to participate in a process which is an important one in Jamaica's continued development and regeneration. The granting of special scholarships and awards this morning to students who are moving upwards on the education ladder. First of all, I'd like to congratulate the students because this is a scholarship awards process that's based on merit. You did well in school, in primary and prep schools, and you have been awarded special places in high schools. And so this morning it's about the work that you have done so far, the fact that you have already begun to recognize the importance of planning and preparation and working hard, and more so, to the parents who I know were the ones who really did the exams, for the continuous support that you have offered, for your commitment to ensuring that your children will have what's called intergenerational success, and that we firmly believe that we can, through hard work and dedication, continue to improve our communities by investing in our children and their future. So I wish to congratulate all the students who did well, both in the examinations and in fact throughout life to date. For you, it has been a continuous process of success which we need to recognize. I'd also like to recognize within that group of persons who are recognized for merit, the children of the staff of Jamaica National Building Society. So the scholarship is also about a group of persons as well. And I wish to congratulate those students too, but also to thank their parents for being a part of the JN family. But with that said, it is our intention to develop a program, and we have Mr. Frank Wiley in our organization who is working on that program of ensuring financial training for our members across JN and across the island, to ensure that persons are not unprepared as when the hurricane comes and you have not been prepared and you get water coming in your home and destroy. We're going to teach people how to prepare financially. I recall someone once said to me the difference between rich and poor is not just about education, but about learning how to be rich or poor. In other words, learning how to understand money, learning how to invest carefully, learning how to plan ahead, learning how to achieve the things that you want without creating financial chaos. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this morning I thank you for being here, for joining with us as we recognize the achievements and to also invest in the future. This morning, we believe in the power of possibilities. This morning, we also believe that, yes, it's about an element, not of, Renee said magic. And when you speak of magic, we speak of, the Bible also tells us about being prepared. It is about being prepared. And hopefully we leave here this morning with one clear message, that there is the power of possibility, which is magnified by adequate preparation. Thank you all for being here this morning.
So I now welcome Mrs. Michelle Webster Gauntlet, who is our JN School Saving Officer. And we would like her to give us some pointers on the importance of saving, although she's speaking to the converted, because you know already, right?
I now draw your attention to 4 effective tips about earning money to add to your savings account. Number 1, market your services. Some of you are probably good at styling hair, crocheting, or baking. You could also market your services to wash cars or purses in your neighborhood. Perhaps you're a computer whiz and know how to create PowerPoint presentations, spreadsheets, etc. Assess the talent that you have. If you are an artist, sell your artwork. Some of you may know how to make craft bracelets. These days, I see very attractive bracelets made from colored rubber bands. They are quick and easy to make. Whatever your talent is, be creative, and you will eventually earn money from it. Number 2, teach your skills to others. You're all bright children, and you performed well in your GSAT subject areas. How about tutoring children who are struggling in those subjects? Many of you know how to surf the net. Consider teaching these skills to other children, particularly adults. Number 3, become an expert salesperson. Sell the electronic items that you no longer use, such as the cell phones and the MP3 players. And you could also purchase multi-packs of candy and resell them for a reasonable price to your family and friends. Number 4, make money at home. Request your family members to consider giving you monetary gifts instead of traditional presents for your birthdays, at Christmas, or other special occasions. And offer to do services around your home that you can do, which your parents would normally pay others to do. At Jamaica National, we believe in preparing young people to be good money managers. And for that reason, we have maintained a vibrant school savings program in many schools in all parishes. Our school savings program was introduced in 2001 to promote savings and to encourage young people to develop the habit of thrift. Currently, we are helping several thousand students at the basic, primary, and secondary levels in hundreds of schools across our country to develop the habit of savings. The Jane School Savers Program has helped many students to achieve their short-term and long-term goals. Recently, the Society launched a youth empowerment program called JNB, short for JNY's Aspiring Youth. The main objective of this initiative is to educate young people about the importance of managing their savings and finances, as well as to provide products and services that will benefit them directly. JN scholars, I encourage you to become good money managers so that you can begin to set the pace for a successful financial future. Thank you.
Dr. Osmond is currently an advanced laparoscopic and bariatric surgeon. I'm sure she'll tell you what all of that means. In Frederick, Maryland, in the United States of America. She was most happy to visit Jamaica in order to be a part of this event. I now invite Dr. Osmond to address us.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Thank you so very much for having me. Laparoscopic surgery refers to doing major surgery through very small cuts. So I can operate through incisions that are maybe 1/4 inch to 1 inch wide. Bariatric surgery is Oh, thank you. Bariatric surgery refers to surgery for weight loss. So in the morbidly obese patients, I do stomach stapling surgery to help them lose massive amounts of weight. Nobody here qualifies. You're very, very thin. Please don't go out into strong winds. You'll blow away. It's really an honor and a pleasure to be here to speak this morning. I graduated from the St. Aloysius Primary School with my scholarship. I attended Immaculate Conception High School. That is correct. Subsequently, I went to the University of Central Florida in beautiful Orlando, Florida. Thereafter, I attended the Howard University College of Medicine in Washington, D.C. I did general surgery training at the Howard University Hospital. Thereafter, I went to Danbury, Connecticut to do advanced laparoscopic and bariatric surgery training. And as was mentioned, I'm currently a general surgeon and bariatric surgeon and laparoscopic surgeon in Frederick, Maryland. Now, the theme for today's ceremony is the power of possibility, and it couldn't really not be any more apropos. This scholarship program serves as an amazing and appropriate acknowledgement and celebration of you students' academic excellence. It does facilitate as well as encourage students to continue to aspire to and to achieve greatness. Now, to you scholarship recipients, I was there, a few years ago, 24 years ago. You are on the forefront of an amazing journey, and that journey is partially being fueled by this scholarship award. You have already displayed the potential for exceptional achievement. Your opportunity for accomplishment is infinite. Let this scholarship award serve as representative of the faith and confidence that the Jamaica National Building Society has in all your potential. You will unequivocally be faced with tasks that you may view as insurmountable. There will be instances wherein you do not feel motivated to overcome obstacles. Ultimately, that obligation to excel is to yourself. You are the embodiment of the power of possibility. Persevere, excel, achieve.
Summer Sun by Robert Louis Stevenson. Great is the sun, and wide he goes, through empty heaven without repose. And in the blue and glowing days, more thick than rain, he showers his rays. Though closer still the blinds we pull to keep the shady parlor cool, yet he will find a chink or two to slip his golden fingers through. The dusty attic, spider-clad, he through the keyhole maketh glad, and through the broken edge of tiles into the laddered hayloft smiles. Above the hills, along the blue, round the bright air with footing true, to please the child, to paint the rose, the gardener of the world he goes.
We have to prepare. I had a sad experience last week. In the history of Denby High School, we just had our 2 students matriculated for med school. That's never happened in the history of the school. And my 2 top students came back to say, Mrs. Troop, I cannot take up the offer because there's no money. There is no money. Parents did not prepare. So I'm going to endorse what Earl said. You have to prepare parents. It really hurts when the children do all of this and then the enabling factors are missing to take them to another level. So I'm really going to commend JN for this opportunity of providing the scholarship, and this is an enablement to ensure that there's excellence beyond today. So as you think about excellence beyond today, boys and girls, I'm going to leave with you a little acronym that I want you to etch in memory. And I know you like prizes, right? I like to get a prize. As I take something home, my daughter wants to know what is in it. And once it's pretty, she wants to be the first to open it. Don't boys and girls? Right. So you look so apprehensive. Come on, smile, man. I want to be like you. So don't we're not going to scare you today. It's your moment to shine. You deserve this opportunity. So I'm going to tell you right now, etch in your memory the acronym PRIZE. And in that acronym P, I'm going to tell you that stands right now for prior and persistence. What does it stand for, boys and girls? Right. I had the privilege of listening to Shelley and Fraser. And she said, sometimes when I get up in the morning, my entire body aches to go to training. Sometimes I don't want to be there, but I have to go. But what takes me through is prayer and persistence. And I said, oh my God, this young girl is somebody we could say is accomplished. These are talented persons. These are persons who are enjoying greatness and fame. And she would say, I don't want to go. But when I pray and when I persist, I'm able to overcome. Now, as you pray and persist, the R in prize, I want you to be real with yourselves. Don't go to high school and pretend. If you do that, you're going to lose yourselves. To thine own self be true. All of us are not blessed with the same talents and abilities. All of us have different things to do in life. There's a different calling for all of us. So what I want you to do is to be real with that. Accept it for what it is and see how you can build on it. There's a phrase that says, blossom where you are planted. You have no choice who is your mother, who is your father, where the community is and so forth. But where you are, you can blossom. As I grew up in Greenwich Town and as I went to Trenchtown, I realized that I could blossom. When I was education officer in St. Catherine for a couple of years ago, I remember talking to some principals, because at that time, a young girl, the principals had to report to me for 24 high schools. So they were having a conversation and they were like, which school you went to? Which school you went to? I was like, Immaculate, Campion, and then they said, Mrs. Stroop, where you went? I said, Trenchtown. And one of the principals said, but you're not going to school, man. And I went up and I said, look who is supervising you now. So we had a wonderful conversation because we are friends, so it wasn't anything negative. But I'm just saying, it doesn't matter where the start is, it matters where you are going. So you must be real, accept that, and then say, what do I need to do now to get it another step? Get to a higher level. Be real first and foremost, because if you pretend, you're going to be lost. I want you to aim, boys and girls, to be an icon. Be a role model. Be an example for somebody. If you aim to help others, you will indeed excel because you will be helping yourselves. I got involved in youth leadership very early in my community when I realized, oh God, that somebody got me to believe and I needed to get others to believe. I started to volunteer. I started to establish my own youth club in Greenwich Town. I used to go and recruit the kids to come to club meeting, and I used to have talks, get people to come into the community and talk with them. We used to have sporting activities. I used to teach them because I thought I was going to be a good teacher, but I'm not a good teacher. Amen? I'm kidding. I moved on, though, to be a very good guidance counselor. But I really wanted to teach at the time because I said to myself, these children in my community needed help. And then I started to be different because I realized now that there's some responsibility that I'm taking on to self, to be that role model, to be that example for them. I want you to be zealous. You need to be enthusiastic and passionate about success. It is not going to come overnight, but you have to want it. It must be yours. It is within your reach. The fact that you're here today tells me that it is within your reach, but you have to want it. There must be some sense of passion and excitement to do well. Because if you don't have that, you're going to just peter out in high school. You're going to just exist in high school. And that is not you. That is not you. You are supposed to shine. You are supposed to excel. You are supposed to have a bright future. But you need to inculcate that passion, that enthusiasm for what you want to be. It's not just, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a teacher. It is that passion that is going to drive you. What is that passion? And E, it says educate yourselves. Now, you are already in the business of education, but we're talking about higher learning. We're talking about the power of possibilities. Education brings possibilities. It gives you choices. So you have to be committed to this program of education within your school and the program of education within your family. Some of you want the instant things. Mommy, I want this now. And if you don't get it, it's headache in the household. We have to move beyond this instant gratification. Some things are nicer when it is delayed. And you have to learn to wait. You don't have to go to all the parties now. Oh, GSAT is over, it's time to have some fun. No. You have to be committed to the program of education within your school and within your families. You know, Buju Banton is one of my favorite, you know. And him say, when mama spend her last. You know that one? Them know that one, parents. When mama spend her last and send you go class, never you ever play, it's a come pull up.